Picture a dusty savanna at sunset. Zebras and buffalo crowd a shrinking watering hole. But wait, why isn't this landscape overflowing with animals? Why don't zebras multiply forever? The answer is a hidden network of dynamic interactions, the invisible rules that decide who thrives and how nature stays in balance. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the language biologists use, like populations, communities, and ecosystems. We'll unpack how limited resources cap growth and explore three big interaction types: competition, predation, and mutualism. You'll see how a change in one part of an ecosystem can ripple through everything else. Let's start with populations. A population is all the members of one species in the same area. A herd of zebras is a zebra population. The oak trees in your local park? That's an oak population. Populations aren't fixed, they change as individuals are born, die, move in, immigration, or move out, emigration. Under ideal conditions, a population can grow exponentially, but in nature, this growth is always limited. Think of your school. If more students join than leave, the population grows. The same idea applies in nature, but it's driven by food, water, shelter, disease, and predators. Communities. Now zoom out to the community, all the different populations living together. At the watering hole, zebras, buffalo, antelope, birds, and insects all form a community. In a pond, it's algae, pondweed, snails, and tadpoles. Remember, ecosystems can be very diverse, from a tiny puddle to an entire rainforest. Communities are busy neighborhoods where species compete for grass, hunt for food, or recycle nutrients. But what happens if a new disease wipes out all the zebras? When one population changes, others react. When there are fewer plants, then herbivores may decline. Fewer herbivores? Then predators struggle. Ecosystems. An ecosystem includes the community plus the non-living environment: water, air, soil, rocks, and light. Plants use sunlight and water to create energy. Animals eat plants or other animals for their energy. Decomposers return nutrients to the soil. Ecosystems come in all sizes, from a rotting log to a forest. Energy enters ecosystems from the sun and passes along food chains. At each step, some of that energy is used for life processes, like movement or keeping warm, and is released as heat. Because so much energy is lost at each transfer, food chains usually only have 3 or 4 levels. Meanwhile, matter like water and carbon cycles again and again, meaning it is reused to keep life sustainable. Trophic levels and food webs. When we talk about how energy moves, we can organize organisms by their trophic level, their feeding position in a food chain. At the bottom are the producers, like plants and algae, who make their own food using the sun's energy. Above them are the primary consumers, also known as herbivores, who eat the producers. Next are the secondary consumers, or carnivores, who eat the primary consumers. And at the top are the tertiary consumers, or top predators, who eat the other carnivores. It's important to remember that some organisms, like omnivores, feed at multiple levels, which is what makes a food web a more complex picture than a simple chain. It's a tangled web, not a straight line. Okay, quick question: if plants are producers, which trophic level do herbivores belong to? Think for a second before we continue. The answer is primary consumer. They're the first consumers in the chain. Limiting factors and carrying capacity. So why don't zebras take over the savanna? Because growth hits limits. Animals need food, water, and shelter. Plants need light and minerals. This is why populations don't grow indefinitely. The environment can only support so many individuals before resources run out. The resource in shortest supply is the limiting factor. For example, a severe drought can shift the limiting factor from food to water, causing populations to drop. Populations will settle around a level the environment can support, called the carrying capacity. Think of it like a theater with a fixed number of seats. No matter how many people want to see the show, the capacity is the limit. Competition. Competition happens when organisms need the same limited resource. Zebras compete with other zebras for the best grass, but they also compete with buffalo. Competition can be intraspecific, within a species, or interspecific, between species. For example, a pride of lions may fight with a pack of hyenas for the same prey. Intense competition can lead to niche differentiation, where species evolve to use different resources to avoid direct conflict. For instance, different species of birds might feed at different heights in the same tree. The more their needs overlap, the stronger the competition. Predation and herbivory. Predation is the process of one organism hunting and consuming another. Predation, like lions hunting antelope, shapes populations. Herbivory is a specific type of predation where plants are the prey, like zebras eating grass. Predators and prey develop adaptations, creating an arms race where prey develop defenses and predators develop better hunting strategies. Predation shapes populations. If predators increase, prey numbers fall. Then, predator numbers drop because food is scarce. These ups and downs create cycles that stabilize communities over time. It's a constant chase that keeps both populations in check and prevents any one species from taking over completely. Mutualism, parasitism, and commensalism. Not all interactions are about harm. In mutualism, both species benefit. Birds that pick ticks off buffalo get food, while the buffalo gets pest control. In parasitism, one benefits while the other is harmed, like a tick on a host, who is often weakened but not killed outright. In commensalism, one benefits while the other is unaffected, like a small fish riding a larger one's slipstream. These relationships often co-evolve over time, showing how intertwined life can be. To wrap up, remember that from a tiny puddle to a vast savanna, life is a balancing act. Every interaction, every meal, every competition, every partnership is a hidden rule of life in action. The animals at that dusty watering hole aren't just individuals, they are a living, breathing part of a larger, interconnected puzzle. Next time you're outside or in your backyard, look for animals sharing resources or competing. They're following these same rules. What interesting interactions have you seen in your local environment? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. And subscribe for more.